What happens when a country has no land, no water, no oil, and no allies, but still decides to become the richest, most powerful city in Asia? Singapore didn't just survive. It became the financial brain of an entire continent. On August 9, 1965, Singapore was abruptly expelled from the Malaysian Federation, a move its first Prime Minister, Lee Kuan Yew, called a moment of profound national crisis. The island had no natural resources, no standing army, no oil reserves, and depended on Malaysia for its very drinking water. Rather than accepting poverty as inevitable, Lee Kuan Yew made a radical wager: if Singapore had nothing to sell, it would sell something no other country in the region could offer: absolute reliability, stability, the rule of law, a zero-tolerance approach to corruption, and a highly educated workforce would become Singapore's only product. Singapore sits at the southern tip of the Malay Peninsula, commanding the Strait of Malacca, one of the single most critical maritime choke points on the planet. As of 2023, over 40% of global seaborne trade passes through this narrow strait, and the Port of Singapore has ranked among the world's 2 busiest ports for decades. Beginning in the 1970s, Singapore's government made a deliberate, aggressive push to position the island as Asia's financial gateway. They established the Monetary Authority of Singapore in 1971, introduced tax-friendly structures for foreign banks, and relentlessly courted global institutions that were wary of political instability across the region. While neighboring nations were consumed by bribery and political patronage, Singapore built what analysts have called the world's most effective anti-corruption system. Civil servants were paid salaries competitive with the private sector, and the Corrupt Practices Investigation Bureau was empowered to pursue anyone, including cabinet ministers. As of 2023, Transparency International consistently ranks Singapore among the 3 least corrupt countries on Earth. By end 2022, total assets under management in Singapore reached 4.9 trillion Singapore dollars, approximately 10 times the nation's entire annual GDP for that year. As of 2023, Singapore's GDP per capita exceeded $84,000 in nominal terms, placing it above the United States and making it one of the wealthiest nations per person anywhere on the planet. Today, over 7,000 multinational corporations maintain operations in Singapore, which serves as the nerve center for capital flows across the Indo-Pacific and beyond. In just 6 decades, a waterless island expelled from its own federation became the most trusted, most powerful financial address in all of Asia, not by luck, but by design.